Hello, my name is Kevin Hinkle. We are here at Philly Brick Fest 2019 in Oaks, Pennsylvania, and this is my Super Mario World mock.
Okay. So this is obviously based on Super Mario. So as you're working on this build, are you looking at like screenshots from the game, or how does that work when you're putting this together?
Yeah, so this is, I've done a lot of video game sprite art over the years. So usually what I do is I'll start by a good old-fashioned Google search. Google search for sprite art. Actually, there is a lot of sharing in the gaming community of sprite-based pixel art. So a lot of people will, it's called ripping. They'll rip it from the game, and they'll share it broadly on the internet. So you can easily find sprite sheets. So I did a search for Super Mario World sprite sheet. So I got all the sprites and all the different motions, angles, good guys, bad guys, environment. And then it's like, well, what do I take from that to use to build my sculpture? And so I knew I wanted Mario, I knew I wanted a bad guy, and I knew I wanted ground. That's what I wanted. I felt like this was the most iconic ground from that game. I ended up building all three Marios, so I don't have them right here at this table, but I have Small Mario, and then Super Mario. If you didn't know that, if you're not a Nintendo aficionado, Small Mario is just Mario. Then he becomes Super Mario when he eats a mushroom. He doesn't start off as Super Mario. He's Mario, then Super Mario.
Such an educational experience, Kevin.
This is really what this is about. And then Super Mario riding on Yoshi. This one is, I would say, probably the most iconic to Super Mario World, so I went with that. I put them on just a gray base plate. So I took the reference photo. I used Photoshop, because in Photoshop I can zoom in really, really close to the sprite art so I can actually see all the squares. And then I'll use that to just put the Lego plate. I use 1x1 plates. I think the plates look much more similar to pixels, even though you can use any shape. You know, it doesn't have to be 1x1. Put those on the base plates. Then I have to figure out a plate system on how to interlock all of this, because these 1x1s, there's no structural stability to this. So I have to like kind of be creative and put different plates in different orientations. Three deep, all 1x1s on this side, all 1x1s on that side, plates locking in the middle. I put a couple things here to like sit it into a base. You'll also see my stuff should be viewed on all sides, because I want people to be able to enjoy it from any angle or any direction, and then that can sit in there like that. So first step is making the things, the subject matter. Making the base is a whole nother process. It could be really simple, or it could be really intricate. And this one I wanted it to be kind of nice and intricate, so I beefed it all up. I can show you the inside if you want to see it.
Sure, yeah, that'd be awesome. See kind of what the structure's like in there, what's holding it together.
So I just got to slide it to the back so I can get underneath the creature.
Slowly unveil it.
Careful, careful, careful. Okay, so you can see the inside is not as pretty as the outside, but a little too pretty for what it should be. I mean, this really should be total rainbow, but it's not, because I have a problem. But there is a little different color, but there's some Technic bars and beams in there to keep it structurally stable. And then you can see this just sits on the top plate like that. So I can also swap out the characters. So over there, if I want, I could switch that character for a different character. I could switch out the Marios if I want. But Yoshi, because he's so big and the tongue makes it very long, I have to anchor it underneath. So there's like these little bricks, which is kind of hard to see from that side. But there's these red 2x2 bricks I have under there to keep it locked so that it doesn't fall over. And that's it.
So you've obviously got the design on the outside here. How does that work when you're building it structurally to make sure it looks good on the outside while also keeping it strong?
Yeah. So it's a great question. I'm glad you asked. It has to be structurally stable, otherwise what's the point of it? Right. So when I did one, I don't remember one of these sides, I did all of the outside work first, and then I just attached it to a box. Like that's all, I just made a box. It was a very simple box, and I used Technic bricks, so they have all the studs on the side. And I tried stupidly to attach this massive thing to the side, and it was awful. Broke apart. So on the other side, I started putting, because you can see these are like 3 or 4 plates thick. I put the base in first, built it all in, and then added the 1x1s. That was a smarter move to do. But so it's kind of like the process happens simultaneously. It should. I didn't do it, and then I learned from it.
Yeah.
But you should be kind of working on the structural stability and like the aesthetic of the model at the same time if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And this was very like weird for me to figure out, because in the game it's flat. It's a flat image. But how do you take a flat image and then make it 3D? So, these are kind of easy because it's just really thin. But this, I needed to create something that was not there. So I had to figure out how I wanted to do that orientation. But it came out all right. It's fine.
Sure, yeah. I think it's very recognizable. I'm sure as people walk by, they recognize this.
Yeah. It's fun to ask the kids, like, do you know what game this is? And they're like, no. And then I just cry. I'm like, no, the youths of today. But a lot of adults recognize it from Super Mario World, the Super Nintendo system. I also have a portable Bluetooth speaker with me at my display, and I just play the theme music from the video game.
Okay.
And it's actually really good. I like to time it just when people start walking away. So they're like, that's cool. And then I hit play, and they go. And they come back, and I hook them on.
Wait, there's more.
A couple more seconds. So yeah, it'll just play different theme music from the game. But yeah, a lot of the adults are liking this a little more than the kids are, just because as we all get older, these games are getting older. So
It's true. That's a sad fact of life right there, Kevin.
Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. This is Super Mario on the Super Nintendo. So it's a little, I'll take it.
There you go. Well, we should also mention you've got your little brick heads you built of yourself down here,
Yes.
and these stickers. So you also do a lot of Lego related art. So that's super cool. So talk about that real quick and kind of some of that you do in the community.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So the brick head is based on my personal sig fig. So my sig fig is a little custom head. The President Business suit, because I sadly relate far too much to President Business from the Lego movie that I care to admit. So that's my sig fig. The brick head is just based on my sig fig. But I am a freelance artist for hire, so I do a lot of Lego-inspired and Lego-related artwork, such as logo design, such as T-shirt design, graphic design. And so if you have a need out there, feel free to contact me through my website or on social media, at Mr. Hinkle Draws. I'd be more than happy to help, see what I can do. But yeah, it kind of touches upon a whole bunch of different genres. So it could be totally vector-based artwork in Illustrator. Like that's usually logo design, is something that can be printed on a bunch of different things. Or it could be like, I want you to draw my cat, which is something I did recently too. So it can be as, business related or just personal related, but I am totally artist for hire. That is the way I make my income, so I appreciate, hit me up.
No, for sure. And this is a good time to mention that you designed, I don't know how many years ago it was, the Beyond the Brick logo was designed by Kevin.
Bam.
So, I mean, obviously, I don't think you need any other endorsement besides that, clearly.
Hey, I did that. It came out really good, though. It came out really good.
I think we owe at least like 100,000 of our subscribers just to the logo alone.
Yeah, unfortunately, that contract did not include royalties afterwards. That was
Your mistake, Kevin.
That was a one. I didn't pull the George Lucas and was like, I will get merchandising sales forever on. That was a learning.
Yeah.
But it did come out really, really good. And yeah, I think that was 2013.
Was it? It might have been.
I think it was 2013.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. But yeah, that's one of the logos I've done. I redid the Brick Fair logo this year, which wasn't a drastic change. I just freshened it up. I've designed Clone Army Customs logo and a bunch of different YouTube channels. I've designed their logos as well. So
you do great work. I love that you do both the physical builds, which are awesome, and then also all of the artwork and everything. You kind of combine everything in the community. So yeah, once again, if people want to see more of your builds you've done, do you post those online?
Yeah. Yep. So that would be Mr. Hinkle Draws.
Okay.
That's the social account. That's the YouTube channel. And then me personally, that's at Mr. Kevin Hinkle. So if you want to follow me as a person, you can follow me there.
To get to know the real Kevin Hinkle.
Real me, the guy beyond the bricks. It's a little different. A twist. But I do show my work on my business accounts. Okay. So I have 2 accounts.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much, Kevin. Always great to see what you bring to shows, and so glad you could come out here to Philly. So thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your service.